Sorry this is late, guys, but here rises the curtain again. Let's do this. Hello everyone, this is Seto Fanatic. Thank you for checking into Team Forbidden's YouTube page. Finally, update for Despia Pro's latest set. We went Despia Invoked this time. Why? Because one card engines are stupid. That's why. So, anyways, without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the deck profile. So the first thing we have is 3 copies of Alistair the Invoker. I mean, it's Alistair the Invoker, a literal 1-card engine. It's one of the best fusion archetypes in the entire game. I really shouldn't have to explain this card. So good. He's the only one in the archetype that you run, because literally all your fusions are just this and whatever your opponent has in their graveyard and whatever you have in your graveyard. 3 copies of Aluber, Jester of the Despia. Pretty standard. Kind of sucks sometimes when you have both him and Aluber in your opening hand, but normally you just go off the 1-card fusion plays, and if they stop you and you don't have any extenders, so be it. 2 copies of Tragedy still. I still think Tragedy is really good, where basically if it's sent to graveyard via a card effect, you just get another Despia monster into your hand. 2 copies of Dramaturge. It negates effect monsters that get summoned from the extra deck. I mean, it's good, and it comes back whenever it's used as fusion material. The new card, however, Ad Libitum of Despia. It basically lets you ad-lib and improvise on the fly. Let's say you have to fuse one of your fusions in order to make another Despia monster or Masquerade. We'll get to Masquerade in a moment. So whenever, during the main phase, and that's either player's main phase, you can make all monsters currently on the field gain attack equal to their own level times 100 until the end of your opponent's turn. And then, it's during your main phase, excuse me. And then, if it's in your hand or field and used as fusion material and sent to the graveyard or banished, you can target one of your Despia monsters or level 8 or higher fusion monsters that is banished or in your graveyard except for him, and special summon it. This guy's really good. Normally he's only a 1-of, but because we're running the Invoked engine, it's super nice. You want to just make a Quiritus or a Masquerade. Oh, wait, I've only got the Macabre. Oh, okay. I'll just fuse it with Ad-lib effect, bring Macabre back. Broken! Next, for hand traps, we've got 3 copies of Effect Veiler, because it's Effect Veiler and screw the birds. Seriously, what were they thinking when they made that deck? This thing stops that deck cold. And 3 copies of Ash, because it's Ash. Do I really have to explain the Demon Child at this point? That's it for the monsters. Into the spell cards in, it's a fusion deck, there's a lot of them. 3 copies of Branded Opening, self-explanatory, and it's the same as last time. You just pitch any card in your hand and then special summon a Despia monster or add it to your hand, and then you're locked into fusion summons for this turn, and then it's Return of the Dragon Lords for fusion monsters. Next up, 2 copies of the new card, Branded in Red. I wish I could run 3, but this card clogs like hell when it's run at 3. Basically what this thing does is you target a Despia monster or Fallen of Albez in your graveyard and put it into your hand. Immediately after that resolves, you fusion summon a new monster. It's recursion, and it just gets you another fusion monster right out. So yeah, and you have to banish the fusion materials for the fusion summon, by the way. Again, more reason that Ad Libitum is really good. 2 copies of the Theater. I mean, self-explanatory. You don't need 3 copies, especially because we're running the Invoked engine. And you can always just banish Tragedy to set it back down. Speaking of the Invoked engine, 3 copies of... How the hell is this card still at 3 over here? I have no clue why the TTG has not hit anything like the OCG. They didn't touch... ABC's got nuked over there. Then Alistair and this card have been limited, I believe, multiple times over there. It's quite astonishing what they do and we don't. And speaking of, 1 copy of Terraforming, because 4th copy of your field spell, or 3rd copy in the case of Branded, but that's beside the point. You have Alistair to search for the theater. 2 copies of Invocation, and the new, shiny gold rare to go with the Alistair. Why didn't they have a gold rare magical meltdown in the set? I have absolutely no fucking clue. 1 Gold Sark and 1 Foolish Burial for the Tragedy. I mean, it's self-explanatory. You just banish or send Tragedy to the graveyard by card effect and boom! Get your search for Aluber or whichever Despia fusion material you want. And... yeah, we're running Cross-Out Designator in here. I mean... oh, you're gonna Imperm or Veiler my Aluber or Alistair? Nah. Banish copy from deck. Get that out of here. Oh, you wanna ash me? Go away. And finally, 3 literal friggin' hand traps is every single time. If you can run 3 of this card, do it. Into the fusions. First, let's talk about the new boy. Masquerade the Blazing Dragon, or as I like to call it, Masquerade! Pay 600 just to play Masquerade. With 3 out, you can only play just 4 cards. No, seriously, this thing is chain energy on crack. If this thing is fusion summoned, your opponent has to pay 600 in order to activate or play anything. Any cards or effects, 600 life points. And no, that is not an activation, that is a continuous effect that is on the player, so you cannot ghost over it. And incidentally, even if it were to leave the field, if your opponent had an extra monster on the field, you can just bring it back. You won't be able to burn them, but hey, it's a free level 8 body. And it's a free level 8 body that you could trigger your other effects, like your Aluber in the graveyard and stuff like that. Next up, I should mention, we're only playing 2, because we've got the Invoked engine in here. We kind of need the room. So, 2's enough, 2 should suffice. 2 out, your opponent pays 1,200. If you can get 2 of them out of the field at the same time, ooh, are you in a good spot if they did not open Dark Ruler no more or anything to stop it. 2 Despia Queritus. I'd argue this guy is still good. We run 2 and 2 because they're your best things to go into. This guy's actually a Despia monster. This one isn't, which is kind of disappointing, but it's still good. I mean, reduce everything except fusion monsters attacks, level 8 or higher fusion monsters attacks to 0. Still really good, and you can OTK really easy. Then 1 Despia Pristinian. I mean, you can potentially make this, it's really big. No Satan in this deck this time, unfortunately. It's one of those that just doesn't work with the Invoked engine all that well. It works if you're going pure Despia, but or Despia Dark Lord, but Invoked, not so much. But yeah, you get rid of your opponent's big Dragoon, which should be banned by the way, along with Verite Anaconda most likely. But you get rid of the Dragoon. Yeah, let me just get your Dragoon back on my field. Oh, what's that? I killed your Makaba? Bring your Makaba back on my field. Oh, what's that? I killed your stupid broken extra deck boss monster that has like 27,000 negates. Just give me that. Can it be special from the graveyard? Yeah, gimme. Now you have to fight it. Come at me, bro. Next, for the invokes, we have 1 Makaba. Only 1, because I want to find room for the second, but I really wanted to fit the other stuff in here. A Goitis. Arguably, this should probably be the second Makaba, but it's nice little control if you're able to get him out. Purgatrio, Ash Blossom, self-explanatory. Raijin. Yeah, a lot of people aren't playing this card, but considering Droll is still pretty good and there's a plethora of win decks out there, I think Raijin is still really good, guys. And of course, Galiga, because it's stupid. No effects can activate except like once per turn. Oh, if a player's monster effect attempts to activate, none of that player's monsters can activate their effects for the rest of the turn, and then while it's face up in the field, each player can only attack with one monster during each battle phase. This thing combined with the branded opening is stupid. It's like, okay, go ahead, attack me. Banish branded opening to protect it from being destroyed by battle? Well, crap. Double check really quick. That is an interaction, it should be right. Oh, no, never mind. It's only by card effect. Oh, so it's not that stupid. Whatever. Still really good. Since you can easily make rank 8s in this deck, you know, with recurring Masquerade the Crimson Blazing Dragon, we have the best rank 8 in the game, Dingirsu. That's another one. Oh, what's that? You have a Dingirsu in your graveyard? Give me that Dingirsu. Send that thing to the graveyard. Yee. Alright, and then to finish off the extra deck, we have a 4-card link package. 1 Artemis, the Magistus Moon Maiden. It's quite simple. We're not running the Dogmatica package in here, so, and we need the space for the other fusions, so no Almirage, no the Link 1 Cyberse monster that is just summoned by using another Link monster, because we don't need the Almirage in the graveyard to banish for Maximus. So this, just Alistair into this. There you go. You got a Makaba. You're welcome. 1 copy of Crush Sheet. You're probably not going to link climb very often, but you can. So if you have a Crush Sheet, you can then go into a Selene, and then into this bad mother effer. Screw it, I already said fucker. Bad motherfucker, let's go! So, and yeah, this card is still broken. It's just like, what's that? I can come out and then you can't respond to any of my activations or effects of this card? That's stupid. Except, Masquerade will say, yeah, okay, I'm not responding. That's an effect on you, so take 600. But yeah, you get the Masquerade, you got all the good stuff, and I mean, it's your generic invoked 1-card engine. You have the 1-card engine if you don't have the Despia stuff, and the Despia stuff just builds on top of it. Into the side deck, 3 copies of Artifact Lancia, because I think Lancia is still good and it's a good light hand trap to have. You can probably switch these out for Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit. Maybe you probably should switch these out for Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit, but I think there are still some decks out there that banish right now, so Lancia is still pretty good. 3 copies of Droll and Lockbird. The sign of an unhealthy format when this card asks to even be considered. 1 Heartbeast Feather Duster and 2 Lightning Storms for back row decks. Because we got a lot of fusions, 2 copies of Super Polymerization. I mean, these boys generic as frig. You got a lighter Dark Monster, which most of the most powerful cards in the game are. Yeah, just give me that. Otherwise, it's like, okay, Super Poly for game. What you gonna do? To continue the back row hate, we have 1 copy of Rear Reboot, and then 3 copies of God Says No, my favorite trap card in the entire game. So guys, that's it for the Despia update post, frick, what was the latest set?
Burst of Destiny.
Burst of Destiny, right, because Destroyer, Phoenix, Enforcer, that's arguably the best version of the deck, but as you guys know, that card is in Heroes, and I only have the 3 copies of Fusion Destiny, so, yeah, the guys, let me know what you would like to see for Despia updates in the future, because I might try the Destiny Hero one out. Let me know if you guys want to do that. Hit that bell down below for notifications, and we'll catch you guys on the flip side.